Yeah. Oh, wow. We got a, yesterday, when I was, what was I doing? I was walking, I was listening to music, and on my phone, and like, I didn't know the length of time, but like, my phone was in my pocket, listening to music, and it just turned off. I was like, why would that happen? And then I like made the connection, so I like immediately told Aaron over WhatsApp. I was like, "Bro," and he's like, "That is really good information," and stuff.
Yeah.
So we went through and found
How to turn off advanced battery management, basically.
Yeah. So we took Spotify out of sleeping apps, and I added Maps and MeFit, the little phone thing for the watch, to the never sleep option. So hopefully we'll go for a walk. Yeah, nobody's said anything since 1:30. It is 3:30. Even if, yeah. So Aaron and I are going to go for a walk. A nice little like walk out to over that way, up to the water, up to the locks, and then back through the middle of the Sloughsbury. It's just it's not windy. It's a bit chilly, but meh.
It's a pleasant little walk.
It's a pleasant little walk. It's not the longest walk we can do on the island, but it's definitely not the shortest walk. To me, the shortest walk would be not going anywhere or walking across the apartment after a fashion, but like that would be like going out to the skate park, walking literally around the skate park and then coming back. That would be like the shortest walk.
Yeah.
But like the longest walk would be, if it was available, walk over to the transit center, walk down to the internal bay, walk over to the shipping canal, walk all the way up the Sloughsbury to the locks, walk all the way along here past near where the doggy daycare is, going down that little curved path over to the edge and then coming back underneath the freeway by Corderial. That would be like the longest one I could figure out. But with the dike for Sterking, they're not currently open over there along the internal harbor. I don't know. What is what and where is how, and is that part of Ibermere, or is it? It's not New Deep. New Deep is something else. Is it Deemer Park? No, it'd be Deemer Iber Park, Deemer Park, whatever. Oh. So yeah, I do have a brainwash for next Wednesday, 16th. Yeah, that's Wednesday. And then
I should probably schedule one too for Thursday. Or
I don't think there was anything available when I looked. You might have to go for next Saturday or something like that. It's awkward. There's not a lot of times available unless you go 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
And then their whole schedule is open.
Because no one wants to go 2 weeks out.
Well, they just don't want to schedule out that far per se. I mean, I get it. They, like me, they get to a point where they're like, I need a haircut now. Huh? You know. So, this little fence right here is absolutely adorable because it keeps dogs like that inside. But I saw this dog out here last time sniffing, and he was sniffing another dog, and they're both roughly the same, about that Kaylee size. And then, like, the one lady took her dog off this way, and the other one ran. He just jumped and hopped into them, like, ain't nothing gonna break my stride. The dog just jumped the fence and then went back in, like, peed on all the trees, and then, like, the owner walked over to the little door, walked in, and then as she was walking down to the dog jumped over the fence to the other side. I'm like, huh. 1 kilometer?
Yep.
See, mine hasn't told me that yet, which is weird because it's supposed to. It's supposed to, as I'm walking, it'll tell me every kilometer. When I'm biking, it'll tell me every 15 kilometers. Yeah, I set it up for 15. It wanted to tell me every 2, and I'm like, no.
Never stop buzzing.
True, but Anyways. But yeah, there's some ladies back there as we were rounding the corner here that were talking to each other and having a nice conversation. But it's nice when you hear they were having a very pleasant conversation, but I would qualify it as a dumb conversation. Did you have a nice adventure? Yes, it was a beautiful adventure. Was it, a super beautiful adventure? It was an entirely super beautiful adventure. And I'm like, I don't know what colloquial super thing, but what it was, but it was just, really? You guys are like reconfirming and adding adjectives. Is this a walk and talk Dutch lesson going on here? Like, or what? The watch seems to be doing kind of a thing. His vibrated at 1 kilometer, but
Yeah.
mine has registered 0.9.
I started in the apartment on the
Okay. I wonder if I should start doing that. Like when I go to the store, like after the doctor appointment and I go to the store, if I'm going on my bike, start it from the app instead of start it from the watch. Because then the app will use the phone's GPS rather than the watch trying to activate the... Maybe.
I think mine's, it just uses the watch for heart rate metrics, right?
I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I got the football practice tomorrow. We're just out walking. Like a lot of people are out walking. It's that late. Oh, look. There's a boat. What's actually really funny, and I'm not sure if because I've liked a lot of the posts, if you've seen them, there's a dude who's carving each state out of its state tree for a map that he's hanging on the wall.
I just saw California.
Oh, okay, yeah. I saw him do, or he was explaining the function, there's the 1 kilometer. He was explaining how and why he was doing the different levels. And it's not because of like elevation or tree quantity within the state. It's some things don't come thick.
I was kind of wondering about that.
Yeah, some boards that he gets of that tree type don't come thick. Sometimes the trees themselves are not physically thick. Like, some birch trees are only like that big around.
Yeah.
So in order to get a wide block for a state like that, it may take... So, but yeah, I went back and I saw that he just did the Washington one. So he's like, we're going to finish up an entire coastline. I was like, it's 3 fucking states. But like he was carving Washington and doing all this sanding and stuff, and then oiling. So I went back in the playlist and found Oregon's. And I was like, man, he had way more to talk about Oregon, about Washington state tree. Because Oregon decided what it was. It was just, Washington's like, what? No, that's not our state tree. We're going to choose this one. And then like they put it to a vote and people are like, no, we like the other one. They're like, okay, fine. So Oregon decided Washington state tree.
Wow.
It's great. Here we are back at this thing. And just do a... But yeah, when I came up here last time, I saw this and went, oh, what the hell? I mean, that looks scoured. But yeah, not having nearly as much fog as there was. I mean, I couldn't even see the, Amsterdam building tower thing when I came out here last time for a walk. Oh, shut up, geese.
That is not a goose, that's a goat. It is bleating.
But like, it seems strange. But there's that building that is right there is actually a very circular building. And it seems cool. But I've actually been down there. I've gone down KNSM Island and went up to the main entrance of that building. And I was like, oh, you look like you're fresh out of the 60s. Everything in there has a retro feel to it. And I'm like, I don't Like it seemed like it would be cool to live in a circular building, but I don't know. I mean, I've been on every single one of those islands over there. So the one thing I like is I looked at this boat and I was like, what's up, Jenny? Just because of the hell of it. But I love the fact that I think this is a boat refueling station by Shell. It just, it seems odd that there would be a big giant barge with a Shell sign on it. I'm like, well, that's my thing. Where else would you do it? What else? Where would you go? Huh? I got a big mound over here now. I didn't see that from the other side because it's actually farther away than you think. But I still, every time I come through here on a bike or on a walk, I always look at our neighborhood and I'm just like, it's that walled city look. And it's just, I don't know, it's this little bit of city in the middle of nowhere, but it's not in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, I think I'm going to be doing some Assassin's Creed streaming tonight. Should just get some pizza, I guess. Yeah. Because we got Burritos Anonymous last night. Because we hadn't actually. So it was like terrible storming, and I was feeling a little wonky from pills and stuff. So Aaron didn't go to Tomatillo last Sunday. So we tried to order Burritos Anonymous, but they weren't open. Well, they weren't even open. Yeah. So we actually hadn't had burritos in a while, so we ordered last night. But usually on Friday we do pizzas. But I'm like, well, we can at least do a pizza tonight. That way, any lingering food or something I can eat maybe tomorrow morning is cold pizza or something. But yeah. So I checked up on the Smiley and I can't find any rent prices for it. Or whatever those student price for the studios is. And I think it's because they wanted, multiple sites wanted me to sign in and be like, oh, check out your thing. I'm like, I'm not signing up, I'm not a student. So, but yeah, like, because I saw some TikToks where some international students are like, it's so expensive to live in the Netherlands. And I'm like, is it? So I was trying to check the price of the Smiley, but I realized that, as the person was saying, that there's like 90% of the student housing in Amsterdam says no internationals. And I'm like, well, that makes sense. And then I realized that a lot of the Dutchies that are talking, a lot of the Europeans that become aware of United States college pricing are not aware of out-of-state tuition. We're always telling them in-state tuition or whatnot. And so
I think they may just not be aware that it's a different price or a different number. Because when people talk about their student debt, it's not, oh, I went to school in-state, so it was this much.
Oh, I'm aware of that. Like the fact that the cheap price is still absolutely over the top for them.
Yeah.
But even then, it's still like, because I remember at Clark Community College, there was out-of-state pricing, unless you lived in Multnomah County, was like 5 times the price of in-state.
Yeah.
So like you could come down all the way from Bellevue fucking Washington and have 1/5 the price of someone coming from Marion County, an hour away in Salem, or something like that. Just we're having some sirens, but I'm not sure exactly where they're at. I think they're coming across the bridge. But with the amount of traffic that's being funneled across that bridge because the tunnel's closed, could be awkward. Oh yeah, they're coming down this way. going off to Nord. There's the Doppler effect. That was a really strange Doppler effect. Like, I expect it to happen, but it just went dee dee dee. Like, you're going from a sharp note, huh?
It was dramatic.
That was, yeah, it was very dramatic, but it was funny because it went from like a very peaceful major tone to this really wonky minor tone. It wasn't like, you know, doing a step down or anything. It was like dee dee dee.